Spear can do a lot of stuff. Like, I am basically saying everything that you can get. Ranged, melee, hybrid, bleeding, elemental damage of every type. Hey guys, since we know the Huntress is confirmed for the next patch for POE 2, the 0.2.0, or with the new name, the Dawn of the Hunt, we know the Huntress is coming. I decided we should take a look at the abilities that they have showcased before for the Huntress. And we can do that by watching a stream that Creep did at ExileCon playing the Huntress, and he took a look at every single ability that was there at that time. Of course, we don't know if these abilities are going to stay the same in the state they are going to release the Huntress, or if they are going to be there are all of them, or they are going to give us new ones. Like, we don't know for sure, but I would expect some of them to be in there in a similar manner to what we see in here. So just to get like a context of what the Huntress is going to be, I said I have to watch this with my voice. So let's do that. I am going to give Creep a little bit of volume because he will probably explain the abilities or whatever.
I think Deflect is kind of like spell suppression, but for
I want to look at the part where he goes over every single ability, because that is what we care about.
Oh, so that just kind of stays on there.
Well, in there you could see two abilities. That was fucking awesome, dude. Like a Whirling Shed and the Stabby. I like the Stabby.
Rapid Assault. Okay.
That ability looks cool.
What's that?
And you are rewarded for going with the full combo with the last strike. Like in Ice Strike, where the third attack hits for more. Like the Stabby Shed, the last strike hits for more. That is awesome. So now you know that you can use that ability, that support gem for the last strike with that ability.
Whirling Slash. Oh, so that just kind of stays on there.
Nice.
11 mana.
Rapid Assault is the name of the ability.
Do we get lightning damage? Roughly.
So it is curious to me that the class is played with a spear on one hand and with a buckler in the other hand. Because my preferred play style would be like a two-handed spear. I know that there is one type of spear that is a two-handed spear, and all the other ones are one-handed spears. So you will be able to play with a spear and a shield. And I think that a lot of people wanted that because that is like the Amazon in Diablo 2.
Okay, why don't we actually check out?
Here he is checking out the abilities. This is what we wanted to see.
The skills this way. So Rapid Assault is actually not all that rapid in terms of attack speed modifier, but I guess it does a lot of hits. It does seem to do quite a bit of damage, though. Okay.
Spear Field.
Spear Field.
That is a cool ass ability.
Like that.
That is a cool ass ability, brother. What the fuck? That looks cool as fuck.
That dude. Stab the ground, causing multiple spears to burst out of the ground. Okay. Spears remain for the duration or explode when enemies touch them. It requires a spear. Increase effective maim. Now in PoE 1, maim increases physical damage dealt to the target. I'm hoping that's still the same.
The Herald of Thunder, we know what this does.
Thunder grants a buff. Oh, so we should probably get that going. Oh, that's all my spirit. Okay.
We know this one, guys. The Herald of Thunder,
lightning.
we know that one.
Interesting. Is that all of my skills? The Heralds in the regular game. Storm Spear.
Can we have a Storm
lightning,
Spear?
6 extra projectiles. Spears cannot split. Okay. Modifiers the number of projectiles instead applied to the maximum number of lightning bolts fired.
So that is a ranged spear. A lot of people wanted like a javelin, throwing javelins or some shit like that, and there you have it. So now you know that the Huntress will have both play styles. You can go melee, you can go ranged, you can go hybrid. Like, that is the play style of this class, and that looks cool, dude. I just hope they balance the game and everybody just doesn't go like a Storm Spear with Herald of Thunder, you know.
It's quite a wind-up time. When it When it hits an enemy, it bursts, firing bolts of lightning at multiple other enemies. That seems very nice. And we have puncture. Do we have puncture? Oh, that's the cue. Okay. Lunge forward, melee damage, more powerful, it requires a spear, causes bleeding, 200% more damage based on the distance traveled, hits stun as they're dealing 50% more positive for single target. And impale, jump back from the target, dealing melee damage and attempting to immobilize them cannot be performed without targeting an enemy. Immobilize as though dealing more damage. I guess the immobilize effect is based on the damage. A lot of the effects seem to be based on the damage. Let's just try some of the skills here. So puncture.
Okay.
Okay.
He killed him with the bleeding. With the he used puncture that gives you bleeding, and he killed the mob with the bleeding.
Well, it still died in one hit. That's pretty good. Let's see how these work.
Field, okay. Apparently
is that
they
like
don't do
getting
much.
hit? Oh, I see. Yeah. So as it's walking towards me, it's getting hit by the spears.
Apparently doesn't do much, and that ability looks cool.
Attack, it probably adds up to quite a lot. Let's try Storm Spear.
The ability looks cool, and apparently doesn't do much damage. The spear
Storm Spear
field.
does quite a bit. I like that.
Of course, he likes the ranged ability more.
Okay.
It hits hard. You throw it from afar. Everything is cool.
To mix it up a little bit, but
that is the best
normally
ability,
these
of course.
playthroughs are about
Of course,
45 minutes.
the throwing
You
ability
can-
is the best
well, yeah,
ability.
about 45
Who
minutes.
could have
Like
guessed?
lock you up, you can log back
Of
in if
course,
you
we
really
don't
want
know
to
if
play
that
some
will be the case when the Huntress launches. This is what Creep did 1 year ago, guys.
more. But my goal is to try to finish the playthrough with the Huntress and then move on and play.
That looks cool, but we can see that is what Creep had in there. But we can come to the database and we can see that there are more abilities. So, for example, this Blazing Lance, Creep didn't have this ability, and this has been datamined, right? Throw a spear, leaving a trail of fire in its wake, burning enemies. Then throw a second spear, causing the trail of fire to expand outwards, dealing high damage. Modifiers to the number of projectiles fired only apply to the second spear. This looks like a really fucking cool ability. For people that like throwing stuff, this Blazing Lance shed with fire looks really fucking cool. And I have to assume that visually, with the fire on the ground and all of that, it is going to look cool, right? You also have Ice Spear. We didn't see that with Creep playing. Throw an icy copy of your spear that deals cold damage. After a short distance, it arms, massively boosting its damage. When the spear breaks against an enemy, it deals damage in a cone-shaped area behind them. So as you can see, like there is a spear for each element. I think we can expect this to still be the case. I predict that we will still have one throwing spear for each element. Like the Blazing Lance is the throwing spear for fire. The Ice Spear is the throwing spear for cold. And the Storm Spear, we have it over here again, is going to be the throwing spear for lightning. I think we can still expect that to be the case. We also have, what is this? Okay, that doesn't have anything to do with the spears. We have the Sandstorm Swipe, which is a blade storm, but with the spears. Basically, enemies inside the storm have reduced movement speed. You have a spear field that we just watched that with Creep playing. You have a spear vortex that it doesn't say how this works, but there you have it, the spear vortex, the whirling slash, which is the ability that Creep showed us. Perform a circular slash that kicks up a spinning storm of wind and dust around you, slowing enemies and blinding them in its area of effect. Here we have the summon raw amount that we watch in the other video, that we don't know if this is going to come or not, but hey, it looks cool, dude. It looks cool. So as you can see, here is the puncture that Creep showed us. As you can see, there is a lot. This is impale. Creep also showed that one. There is an spear mine. Basically, I don't know if this is like a combination with trap or what, but there you have a spear mine. It looks cool, and maybe that is related to the spear field, because those spears in the spear field function basically like a mine, right? So as you can see, there is a lot of stuff that we can understand from the Huntress with the information that we have. What can we understand with the Huntress? Well, first of all, it can be played at range, it can be played at melee, and will probably end up be playing as a hybrid class between range and melee. I believe that is really cool. You can have physical damage, bleeding, and you can also go for elemental damage, ranged elemental damage, which every element that you like, because you have fire, ice, and storm. And I think that it is looking really cool. You can also go leading apparently. So there is, spear can do a lot of stuff. Like, I am basically saying everything that you can get. Ranged, melee, hybrid, bleeding, elemental damage of every type. We will have to wait and see. Apparently it is also a fast class, right? So I don't know. I think it is looking really cool. We will have to wait and see if it is overpowered. And if it is overpowered, the game is going to be crazy, because if they don't release another class, everybody's going to be playing Huntress. So we can get a Spiritborn situation in Diablo 4 where the 98% of players were playing the same class and it was broken as fuck and everybody trivialized the game. I hope that is not the case, because first of all, I am expecting them to release at least a Druid 2, and then you divide people between two classes, right? But again, I just wanted to show you guys that there is still a lot of stuff that you can see in here that is coming to the game with the Huntress tool. In case you didn't know, you can also come here and see the full gameplay for Creep, and you will see like how he beats like the first boss in Act 2, the hyena. He beats the hyena with the Huntress. You can see the whole fight, and it is really cool. You can see how the Huntress plays. Of course, how the Huntress played 1 year ago. This can change. I would expect some changes, but I wouldn't expect something insanely different. I would think that you can expect something 80% similar to this. Just a weird number that I am throwing out there completely out of my ass, you know. Oh, he died. that boss is, you know, that boss, a lot of people died to that boss. No shame in there. That boss is a pain in the ass. But yes, guys, that is what I wanted to talk to you about the Huntress. Let me know what you think about it, dude.